Our Sidewalk Astronomy Club takes the wonders of astronomy to the public by setting up mobile observatories on the street corners of Chicago. Here, Ross Solomon, one of our members, is showing viewers the moon. We're set up at the corner of our school, the Latin School of Chicago, and people are just leaving one of the concerts in the evening, and we're inviting them to look through our telescopes. We have telescopes on carts so they can be easily moved about the city. Here we have a 10-inch Dobsonian reflecting telescope and a 4-inch refracting telescope. We show people views of the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, and other objects in the sky. They're usually very grateful for letting them look through our telescopes and sharing our knowledge and wonder of the heavens. Children especially are amazed by what they see through the eyepiece, and I hope that many of them will set their careers into astronomy or science after viewing through our scopes. Here we're looking while it's still twilight. People want to give us donations to continue our project, buy more telescopes. Ross is checking his notebook here to share some of the facts about the objects that we're viewing through the telescopes. While we are viewing these celestial objects, you can't help but notice light pollution. Unwanted light. Light in all the wrong places. Wasted light. Here we are viewing the city of Chicago from the top of a 30-story building. One of the aspects of light pollution is wasted light. This light is heading up into the sky. It's not lighting up its intended target, the streets and sidewalks of the city. Streets are one of the main culprits of this upward light, as are sports fields like this baseball park. But streets by far give off most of the light pollution that heads up into the sky and deprives us of seeing the wonders of the beautiful night sky. The International Dark Sky Association, the IDA, estimates that over $1 billion is wasted per year in light heading upwards from the United States. Chicago is one of the brightest of all the cities. A second aspect of light pollution is glare. Glare is defined as seeing a light bulb directly. It causes the pupil of your eye to close down so that you cannot see well into the shady, dark areas along the street. And you could hit pedestrians, or criminals could prey upon people who are blinded by the glare on the streets. A third aspect is light trespass. Light shining into your bedroom window while you're trying to sleep, or here up into the sky, ruining the view for the telescopes on Kitt Peak, Arizona. The light is from Tucson, Arizona. Here is Los Angeles in 1908, and again in 1988. The spread of light pollution is threatening the night sky. Here we have Orion, which cannot be seen because of the light scattering off the dust and air molecules, ruining our view of the beautiful Milky Way and the wonderful objects in the night sky that have inspired the human race for many, many thousands of years is now. The solution to this wasted light and glare is so simple. You wonder why it hasn't been used from the beginning. The International Dark Sky Association shows in their logo the simple solution. Yes, simply a shade put on the lights. On the left we have a shade showing how the light is made to go down as in the middle. Here on the left is the proper type of shading, not the type on the right where the light bulb sticks below the fixture. And here in the middle on the right, the simple shade that's used in homes all over the world to keep the light in the right place. Now I'd like to show you an example of some street lights from 20 stories up. These are the street lights on the corner by our school. I'd like you to notice how they're sending light upwards. Wasted light that's going into the sky, wasting money and energy. We were able to work with the city of Chicago to replace some of these lights to show the effect of a shade. Here the city truck is coming to replace a light near our school. The old light has the drop-down type of bulb that is sending light sideways and upwards, not just down where it's intended. The newer type of light he's about to install, and this light is readily available from manufacturers, and it's used extensively around airports and on expressways because it cuts down on that glare I was speaking of. But if you notice here, the light bulb is recessed up inside the shade. This shaded light will not cause light pollution. Here, once again, here are the street lights on the corner of our school before the new lights are installed. Here they are afterwards. Notice the dramatic difference on several of these lights. At first we thought these lights were not on, but if you look down below, you'll see that the street is still lit up very brightly. And this is the beauty of this project. By putting on a shade, you'll make the street brighter, so you can use a lower wattage bulb to have the same brightness as before, and thus saving billions of dollars across the United States per year. Look how brightly the street is lit up, and it looks like the lights are off from this 20-story building. No light pollution from those lights. Here we have a side view showing that the glare is greatly reduced. The new lights versus the old lights. The old lights are glaring you in the eye. Here I am at the National Science Teachers Association Convention in Boston. And this is what we do on the street corner. After our public looks through the telescope, we explain to them the issues of light pollution. As the IDA says, the win-win-win issues of light pollution. The fact that wasted light is going upwards and costing the United States over $1 billion per year. Chicago is one of the worst cities in the country, and by looking at Chicago you can definitely see that the light is coming from the streets because of the grid pattern in this satellite photo. The issue of glare is explained, and we can really get this issue across by simply looking down the streets as we're doing sidewalk astronomy. The light is glaring into your eye, and all you need to do is put a shade on it to send the light down, make the street actually brighter, use a lower wattage bulb, and save a lot of energy and reduce that glare. And then, of course, the issue of light trespass, ruining your night's sleep and the astronomers and average person's view of the wonderful night sky and the Milky Way. And the simple solution of a shade. All this is explained to the public, and they're very enthusiastic and willing to help solve this problem so that we can again see the Milky Way and the beautiful night sky like at the bottom of my poster here. We then give handouts to the public, asking them to call their aldermen and the city governments to get involved with the decisions that are being made about lights when they're newly designed on the streets around their houses. We have a calling card that tells us about us being on street corners in Chicago. As I said, the public is very receptive, has donated many dollars to our cause to buy shades for lights and buy telescopes. And we hope that the Rolex watch company will join in their support for our project by giving the Rolex Award to the Sidewalk Astronomy project, which tries to reduce light pollution. And join Toyota Tapestry with their